So hello, we are students at Kankakee Community College, and we had the University of Florida's district use case. Next slide, please. As an introduction, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sarah Warren. I was in charge of the presentation and design. My classmate Gerardo was in charge of the conceptual design, and Pedro was in charge of the financials. Martin could not join us today, but he was in charge of the system distribution impact. And we are being led by our professor, Clay Sterling, who has 8 years of teaching experience, as well as 34 years in the industry. Next slide, please. As a summary, these are our main 6 points. However, from the guidelines, we will be mainly addressing the main 3 parts of the conceptual design, the financials, as well as the system distribution risks. So to begin, next slide, please. So we had to come up with an understanding of the district use case at hand. On the right, you will see our proposed system or our locations, and we have labeled those A through I. There are 9 systems total with 12 arrays on top of all these buildings. So to understand the constraints, we had to look over what we were given. So we understood that there was 4 megawatts possible on as few buildings as possible for financial reasons. We had to be wary of the proximity to pre-existing electrical infrastructure like meters, as well as understanding actual locations. So ground mount or rooftop or single pole mounted. We also took great inspiration from the University of Florida's sustainability goals and their strategic development plan, which published a study in 2017 where they came up with 4 initiatives: the new American city, proximity, strong neighborhoods, and stewardship. So we took greatest inspiration from the New American City Initiative, which addresses topics including income opportunity, workforce development, demographic shifts, entrepreneurship, health, food, housing, transit, technology, schools, arts, and culture. So obviously we are looking mainly at the technology aspect of this goal, and we believe we can help by integrating solar on existing buildings and parking garages for that greener feel, while offsetting as much energy consumption as possible for more resources to be allocated to community projects. Next slide, and it is my partner Gerardo's turn.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. So for my part, I was part of the conceptual design. I have the bill of materials, which here we have the Mission Solar on the left. The Mission Solar for 20, we have a total. Sorry about this. My setup. For solar panels, we have 10,254 modules, 72 cell monocrystallines, USA made, UL certified, 25-year warranty, a degradation guaranteed not to exceed 2% in year 1 and 0.589 annually from years 2 to 30, with 84.08% capacity guaranteed in year 25. For our inverters, we have the 3-phase inverter SE, or not 3-phase, Solar Edge SE 120K. We have a total of 28 inverters, USA made, warranty of 12 to 20 years respectively, rapid shutdown compliant, built-in arc hulks. Also, we need optimizers for the Solar Edge to be rapid shutdown compliant. Total of 5,127 DC to DC optimizers, also USA made, warranty of 25 years. Each Solar Edge power optimizer is equipped with a safe DC feature, which is designed to automatically reduce solar panels DC voltage to a safe voltage level in the event of inverter or grid power shutdown. Each optimizer tracks the power point tracking of each individual module for max power output. 2 modules are connected in parallel with each optimizer. This mitigates the possible losses of it from individual modules due to partial shading, manufacturer tolerance ratings, degradation, soiling, and other derates. For our racking that we unfortunately do not have up right now, we have the K2 racking system, which is a dual tilt, low ballast system suitable for all orientations. as fast installation, minimal component count result in low installed cost, a 10-degree of elevation angle, 100% co-compliant structural validation for all solar states, and wind tunnel tested by leading structural aerodynamic labs. Next slide, please. So on the left here, here we have our sites. We have 9 sites in total, 11 buildings and 2 carports and 2 historical buildings. Our roof orientation, we have landscape east to west facing modules. They are near flush with a 10-degree tilt, ideal for Florida conditions. 4-foot pathways and 4-foot setbacks from all edges and roof obstructions that are compliant with the NEC. We have near to full irradiance on nearly every site, so there would be no need for cutting back of any existing foliage. On the left, we have a 1.1 megawatt system with 6,426 modules and 8 inverters. That is the Union and Bookstore. In the middle is the physics building, which is a 490.1 kilowatt system. 3 inverters. And on the right is the hub, a 207.5 kilowatt system, 494 modules, and it is 2 inverters. Next slide, please. So on the left, these are the dorm halls, Tolbert, Riker, and Weaver Hall, a 206.2 kilowatt system, 1,320 modules, and 4 inverters. In the middle is the Wheel Hall and Lab Research Center, 166.3 kilowatt system, 396 modules, and 2 inverters. This is also a historical building which we will touch on later on. On the right is the Nano Research Building, 106.3 kilowatt system, 253 modules, and 1 inverter. Next slide. So on the top, we called this the North Garage, but I believe it's the Parking Garage 5. This is a 728.7 kilowatt system, 1,735 modules, 5 inverters. On the right of that is the South Garage, which was Parking Garage 14, 787.5 kilowatt system, 1,875 modules, and 4 inverters. These carports, they are 10 feet to allow any car or truck to park underneath them safely, and they have a 10-degree tilt east to west facing to mimic the flush mounted system or near flush mounted system that will be on the building. So from a bird's eye view, it will have a cohesive, pretty nice flow to it. On the bottom left, this is an irradiance map of the Kansas Pavilion. This one is a 507 kilowatt system, 1,233 modules, and 1 inverter. As you can see, the irradiance is very negligible. I mean, there's some partial shading from the building itself, but the overall performance is very negligible. Next slide, please. So from our expected operations, our energy productions, we have a 4.3 megawatt system. To meet the 4 megawatts, we can cap the inverters so we do not overproduce. Our annual production, we are looking at 6.5 gigawatts of energy, and a total monthly average or hourly production is 84.5 kilowatts. And that is it for me. We'll be moving on to Pedro.
Hello. My name is Pedro Hernandez, and I did the finance. Our group came up with 3 options to pay this whole project off. Our first option was the third-party flip. After 5 years, the university will resume ownership, but will not be able to take advantage of the tax benefits. The break-even point will take about 5 years, as you can see at the graph below. Our second option is the third party. third party will install and maintain the system for a flat monthly fee and take all the energy production. The university will still have to pay electricity for the next 25 years. We do not recommend this one. Next slide, please. However, we think the self-funded will be the best option. We also think it's the most realistic one. You will get faster benefits compared to other ownerships. You will also get fast production by offsetting 200K a year and 3 cents per kilowatt. Most important, you will benefit of the system for the entire life of the time it's running. It will cost close to $9.9 million out of pocket. The expected amount of money it might take to maintain is gonna be around $43,105. But with fundraisers and other donations from the school, I will help you bring the price down by a lot. I'm gonna pass it to Sarah.
Thank you, Pedro. Next slide, please. Thank you. So my partner Martin, this was his section, however, I will be taking over. So to look at the distribution system risk, we had to understand the environment we were working in. And as we know, Florida is the sunshine state, so there are abundant sunny days. However, there is extreme heat that will affect the operation of the equipment, like sagging voltage. And we have taken that into account with choosing our modules and our inverter selection. The weather was one of our main points for the wind load that we were expecting. On the bottom left in our picture, you can see that we fall into the risk category 3 for up to 134 mile an hour wind. So our racking is compliant with this wind load. The ground is, well, Florida is a wetland. So we have bypassed all of that completely by going solely with rooftops, as you could see, as well as car parks. So we will not be affected by any sinking ground. And to be up to code, we understood that the state of Florida is the AHJ and the county is the growth management of Alachua County. Next slide, please. Another issue that we have referenced earlier in this presentation is 2 historical buildings. We have the wheel hall and the hub, 2 proposed locations. On the right, you can see a model display of the College of Engineering, or wheel hall. And to be compliant with these historical preservation rules, we will not place them on the actual historic roofs. They will be placed on lower rooftops that were added after the fact. Also, to comply with this, it will not deface historical buildings. They are out of sight. That is one of the code points where it will not affect the aesthetic of the historical building. Next slide, please. So overall, we hope that you guys take from this that this is a practical, effective, and efficient way of understanding a solar solution to an energy issue here on the University of Florida's campus. We took great inspiration from the strategic development plan, as well as the campus master plan from 2020 to 2030. Policy 2.2.6 says the university shall encourage the development of alternative fuel sources and energy recapture where appropriate. Examples of this include solar, of course. So overall, there will be 4 megawatts of solar placed on 9 buildings, 12 arrays total. It will offset 26% of the overall energy usage for a total cost of $9.9 million that we suggest is fundraised or crowdfunded. And we believe our system maintains historical and environmental preservation, aesthetic feel, and innovation with a blend of modern energy solution. Thank you so much.